So far, we have learned several analysis techniques in engineering economy, in financial management, and we started with present worth analysis. Then we continue with equivalent value analysis. After that, we covered internal rate of return. That was the trickiest one so far. And now, what about future worth analysis? Absolutely, I agree with you that say, oh, it's going to be very similar to the present worth. And just instead of bringing all the value to now, we are gonna, in future worth analysis, take all the values to the future and compare them. That's absolutely correct. So let's just do a quick review, do some examples, so you get it better. So in future worth analysis, as you speculated proactively, the alternatives compared using future worth at given time. Because when we are doing the present worth, it is always bringing everything to now. But when it is future, it is something that is not now, it is later. But it depends on you. But the most usual one that also makes sense is to take everything to the end of investment period. But remember, when you are doing future worth analysis, exactly the same challenges you had with present worth, here they happen. For example, you cannot compare with future worth a 12-year cash flow of alternative 1 with 6-year cash flow of alternative 2. They are very the same. They are very similar. And its interpretation can be firm's final wealth or retirement savings. So you see, it makes sense because many times when you are doing some analysis, you want to have more tangible numbers. For example, if they tell you go with alternative 1 because the present value would be, for example, $200,000. But you are talking about 40 years later. It doesn't make sense that much to many people. They want to see that what they have after 40 years old. So I hope these examples help you understand better why we also need future worth analysis, and sometimes it is the better option in comparison to the present value. And another thing, it is very easily converted to or from present worth and equivalent annual worth and cost with the formula you have learned. They are very easily can be converted to each other. So exactly to that customer that says that I don't have an understanding of what does it mean I'm gonna have $200,000 present worth of value in 40 years, you're just gonna convert it to the future value after 10 years, 20 years, 40 years, or anything like that. An example that has two parts. Part A, a 20-year-old quits $35 per week smoking habit. What in saving account paying 5% compounded semi-annually at age 65? A year is 52 weeks. Okay, it's clearly asking you about future value. So in this question, you are gonna calculate the future value of all these savings. And one thing you need to calculate, $35 per week times 26 tells you how much they are saving semi-annually. Why you need to do that? Because it is telling you compounded semi-annually. So you need to calculate that amount. And this 5% here is annual, nominal. So every 6 months in reality is 2.5%. And I'm just giving you the general facts that so you can start working on that. Another things I want to tell you is please draw the cash flow, especially since it is the first future value one that you are doing. Okay, how many periods do we have here? 45 years. That would be 96 months. So when we have this 90, and so we have 96 months and totally 45 years, because between 20 year and 65. So the savings would be like this, and now it is now and every 6 months, first 6 months, second 3, and like that, it saves some amount. Let's say it is A, the one that you calculate here, and it wants to see what it gets after 45 years. It's an interesting question. And so you can handle that, I believe, with these hints that I just gave you. Another part, before I let you start working on that, it's another example. It's different. It is not continuation of the previous one. It is talking about habits, gradual dropping of them, quitting them. Here, it suddenly drops. Now it is $35 per week smoking cost, and after that, 0. So what happens? How much money I do have after 45 years? It's a very interesting question, and always the numbers are surprising. The other one is not that much drastic change. No, it is just some adjustment. Okay, work week habit costs $7 per day. So it is talking about something that happens every day, and all of us are familiar with that type of thing. What if $2 per day alternative substituted? Okay, so instead of doing $7 per day habit, we go for $2 per day habit. And it's use of finance in every corner of the life. So it is very applicable in personal life, but only for 4 days. So for 4 days, instead of the $7 habit, the person goes for $2 habit, and for the remaining 3 days, they still do that $7 habit. So again, for this case, it wants you to calculate the future value of this savings. This one has it, you need to be careful about the documentation, because some analyzers confuse themselves with that $2, $5, and all those things, but it is simpler than that. Consider again incremental analysis that we had. Let me tell you how to handle that, since it is the first FV that you are doing in this part. See, when it is telling you 7 day of a week used to be $7 per day, and now it is 4 day and 3, don't overcomplicate it. Just tell yourself how much being saved per week. That's it. You don't need to get stuck with the not necessary complication over complication of, oh, 3 days we have $7 and 4 days we have $2. So how I need to consider? Just see how much you are saving per week, and especially the fact that the interest rate is compounding semi-annually. So absolutely it is not important when it is day 2, day 3, week 1, week 2, or that type of thing. So in this case, you have $35 saving per week. For this one, you have $20 because for 4 days, you are saving $5. That's it. So that's the clear thinking of a financial manager. That's very important. That style and that perspective you have over the problem can simplify the problem way multiple times. And I just showed you, when you look at it in this way, that okay, how much saving per week? Finish, $20. That's it. Now it's very easily. It's just now with these points that I just told you, it's just a easy future value calculation problem. Another point that I want to tell you, here is a word, happy money. Happy money, my friends, is not an official term in economics or finance. It is mostly a motivational word. It is mostly a descriptive word. And usually you don't see this word in publications, the journals, serious journals. As I said, it is motivational. Happy money. The idea that was once introduced by an innovative person, creative person, and I really love this term, happy money. It focuses on this fact, and after that I'm going to connect it to this question before I let you go and start working on this challenge. See, it says that when you are spending money, you get something, some material. Okay, let's call this material this box. Okay, but here it also says that how much happiness you are getting. Let's symbolize it with this, how much happiness. And so it here says that happy money is the money that brings you happiness. Or when you are talking about happy money, how much happiness does spending bring to you? So this question is about that, because it believes when you are spending something daily, mostly it becomes a habit, and habits are invisible. But when you change it and make it a weekly habit, so you are gonna understand it, you are gonna savor it, you are gonna feel it more. So that's the point. Here happy money says more happiness from weekly treat than daily habit. It is about the happiness per dollar you spent. It's very interesting topic, and so it is about that. And now stop the video and start working on the challenge and calculate, see how much money this person will save after 45 years of quitting smoking and also tweaking some habits. For quitting, about $300,000 after 45 years, and for tweaking, about $171. The details of calculation, as you can see, $35 per week adds up to 910, and 910, 45 years, 90 times 2.5%, and the result would be this. And remember, the main point about this question is this: not only you are enjoying more, but also saving more.